All my people still drug dealing just to get by. Stacking paper till my money sky high. Today's episode is called Conflicts. Conflict. You got conflict. Your baby mama got conflict. Your baby daddy got conflict. J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake got conflict. Aiden Ross got conflict. Everybody got conflict. I want to address all the conflicts. I want to address them all. I want to address the conflict. I want to address the conflict. Conflict. Static shock. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not doing today's live in the studio, in the crib. I'm not doing today's live in the crib. I am on the go. It's life. I am on the go. It's life. I am on the go. It's life. Conflict. Static. What's going on with y'all? Check in. What's going on? HQ Live episode, what is this, episode 12? Episode 12? It's going to be a very short live today. It's going to be a 1 hour live. I'm not going to lie to you. Got a question for y'all. Let's get to it. Q, Quaddy, what up? Q, I seen you chatting it up with somebody that was sent to the shadow realm before. I thought you was talking to yourself. I'm straight. Hey, Q, I thought you was talking to yourself. I'm like, who is he talking to? I clicked on it because I couldn't see what the person was saying. I clicked on it and I was like, ooh, unblock. Ooh, this gentleman's been in the shadow room. Imagine you in the shadow room and you in the comments talking about me and you proving why you in the shadow realm. That's hilarious, right? Like, think about that for a second. Hey, chat, Q was talking to somebody, right, about me, but I couldn't see what the person was saying. But I just seen Q defending me. It was so weird. It was the weirdest thing ever, guys. Gang, it was the weirdest shit ever. Moment Q, he in there, he tagged me. AB, what up? We gonna get to the show. It's gonna be a short show today, 1 hour show, man. Actually, it might be short, like a 45-minute show. I couldn't go with like not doing a live today. Like, things got hectic, so we're gonna try to keep it like maybe like a 45-minute show. I'm gonna say 45 minutes in case they end up being an hour. So anyway, let's get this intro and then we get the Cardi and Offset. Today's episode is called Conflict. We're gonna talk about conflict this entire week. But listen, let me tell y'all the story. So Q tagged me in the comments. He tagged me and said, HQ, what's your opinion on this? And I didn't get a chance to get to it. So finally, I get to it. And I'm like, oh, let me go answer Q. Shout out to my birds, except we're losing right now. We're bums. So Q in there arguing with somebody. I'm like, who? He like, yeah, HQ's a cool dude. I'm like, what's going on? So I click on a person's name. Hold on, let me try to show y'all. Let me show y'all. Yeah, let me show y'all. This shit is crazy. I'm gonna get to Cardi and Offset in a second. Let me show y'all. This shit was so wild. How could you prove me right? That's why you ended up in a shadow realm. Oh man, I gotta crop this. Can y'all see this? I gotta crop this, gang. I gotta crop this. I would have to crop it. Anyway, let me just explain the story so we can get to the goddamn point. So Q talking to the person like, yeah, HQ, he doesn't, he tries to be decent about his points. He doesn't go around just attacking people left and right. So bro was pissed. He was pissed. And I clicked on the page. I'm like, oh, he was blocked. So I unblocked him so I could see what he was saying. And I was like, why are you proving me right? No wonder I sent you to shadow room. You're a stalker. Anyway, let's get to the... I don't know if I explained that right. Did I explain that right? Let's get to the show, man. It was the weirdest thing ever. I've given this guy too much time. It was so weird. It was the weirdest thing I ever seen. He proved why I blocked him. It was so, I was like, oh snap. I didn't even know who it was. I was like, oh, let me see. I was like, oh, the person's blocked. I'm like, oh, what? I don't know what I blocked you for, but you proved me right. Stay there. Stay there. I don't even care what you think about even wishy-washy. I don't give a damn. You don't have to listen to me. Like, yo, it's a free country. Anyway, let's get to the show. And this is a good transition. Seeing as it's a free country, guys. Why won't Cardi B and Offset take us out the group chat? It's a free country. And I try my best to not be in a group chat, right? I try my best to, but for whatever reason, they both keep jumping on the World Wide Webs and giving us the information. It's a free country. You guys can leave each other. You don't have to have kids with each other. Why are you... I'm going to move on from this topic in 15 minutes. But I really have to understand. Why are you 3 babies in still dealing with this as multimillionaires? I'm confused. It's a free country. It's a free country. And the thing about it is, for me, guys, because it's a free country, I try to stay out of it. Right? But y'all got to be honest. It's like they forcing it on us. They forcing it on. I've never seen anything like this. Because, I know we're all hypocrites. Yeah, you my BM I one is a heinous statement. I know we're all hypocrites, guys. But, like, I genuinely feel like before today, before I made that video, well, I'm going to give you a knuckle sandwich. I know we losing, but I'm still repping. Before that video, I don't get into Cardi B and Offset nonsense. I'll talk about them separately in their music, but that one time after this, I was like, yo, this is like algorithm grape. That's not funny. That's not funny. No offense. No, listen, okay, let me, because that was insensitive. I apologize. It was algorithm assault. I am being forced to have to listen to someone say, oh, this ninja this, and then he's like, oh, you slept with a baby inside of you. And she was like, and did? Oh, my God. You guys can afford the best therapist known to mankind. Let's do, and I'm taking guests today. It's a very short show. So y'all go ahead and jump up. Let's go Cardi and Offset real quick. I want to talk a little bit World Cup. I want to talk about J. Cole being the best rapper alive. That's really what Q was talking about today. When people were talking about the other day. But yeah, the Eagles hate my guts. I thought we was gonna get revenge on them. But anyway, before I move on from the Cardi and Offset topic, let's start taking some calls on this joint right here. Let's start taking some guests. Let me see. We're going to invite as a guest. Let me see. Another soft day, no alarm clocks, just Venmo notifications. That sounds like a great intro to a rap. I'm going to steal that. I like that. That sounds like 2024 drug dealing raps. It sounds like a fancier version of like what Pusha T would say in the 90s. Conflict. Yes, Jasmine. Speaking of conflict. Okay, you guys have nothing on Cardi B and Offset. I'm actually very proud of y'all. That's why I wanted to lead the show with today. And I was like, I can't be the only one that feel this way. I can't be the only one that feels this way. I cannot be the only one that feels this way. These folks are getting on my goddamn nerves. He said there's nothing to talk about. They're both wrong. Moving on. Moving on. All right, listen. When it's static, right? I wanna have a serious conversation with you guys before we get to J. Cole. Hey. Hey, I just want to be honest with you guys. There's something going on right now. There's something going on right now with like Aiden Ross, one of Kendrick's homies, top 5. It's nasty. Get them all out of there. Get them all out of there. Both sides. Both sides. At least them two kept it on wax. Drake and Kendrick, it might have gotten ugly and muddy, but they kept it on wax. Say whatever you want to say. But all this, you can't come to LA, Aiden Ross, BS. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up by tonight. Kendrick homie, the Pyro dude, I don't want no beef. Let's put his account on private. Top 5, shut up. Top 5, I will call the Canadian Supreme Court. I will call, it's way too much static going on about a beef that low-key ended in June. That ain't got nothing to do with none of y'all. Top 5, I will call the Canadian Supreme Court and let them know you are a menace to society. Jay Hitter from Compton, cut it out. Aiden Ross, you make way too much money as a streamer to be coming. Shut up. All of you, shut up. Shut your mouth. I don't want to hear nothing from all of you. Way too much static going on out here. And then what's getting weirder about the static, guys, is people from like street dudes with streaming dudes, and then academics. I'll be honest with you, I ain't been giving academics credit lately because I thought academics got better at this. Academics was over there egging top 5 on. I hated that. Brother, what is that? No, we talking about Static Shock. There's way too much static. Right? It's way too much static. It's way too much static. Let's cut it out. You know, it's a quick show, guys, today. Moving on. It's a quick show. Moving on. And speaking of static, somebody that don't want static, but on every verse says he wants static. That's my man's, though. I know what y'all confused about. I know what you guys are confused about. What does Cole want static or does Cole not want static? Cole wants static on a pen. Like, yo, can you rap? Can you put words together better than me? Cole don't want to insult nobody. Start talking about who putting their hands on their girl. Who's what key, A minor. Cole not trying to do that. Cole wants to rap. Are you the best rapper alive? Can you put words together better than me? Similes. What up, Fitz from Malaysia? Appreciate you checking in. That's what this conversation is about. And I don't understand why people don't get that. What are we confused about? What is it about J. Cole we don't understand, guys? Talk to me. Right? So then when people say, oh, Cole's doing records with Drake Ops, I disagree. I think Cole's doing records. And I think it's a slap in the face, and this is why I say, like, it's a slap in the face. Even you as a Drake fan, it's a slap in the face to Drake, the way you treating how you think Cole would bow out for Kendrick, but you think he wouldn't try to stay neutral for Drake. Yes, it's got to be something like y'all are now projecting, unless you think maybe because Drake said Cole losing sleep over this and ain't me. What is he supposed to say? What is he supposed to say? He's saying, yo, nah, Cole's the one that want to be grounded. I'm not. We can go to war, brother. That ain't a slight. That ain't an insult per se. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I could be too optimistic. But I'm confused as why y'all think the guy that don't want static when it comes to Dot is now going to want static with Drake. Unless y'all saying Drake is that sensitive. That don't make no sense. Cole does records. Cole been doing records. For every record you could point out for somebody that's Drake Ops, he got a record with somebody that's not Drake Ops. And then, I know y'all Drake fans. I'm a Drake fan too. But then we got to start asking questions. God damn, how many ops do you really got? I hate to quote Kendrick. But what if the records was already there though, Calvin? What if the record was already there? Or what if we have a working relationship? Okay, now if I'm J. Cole, and you gotta remember, guys, Cole and Drake aren't like OVO. We cool. You my mans, I work with you. That type of cool. I found a way to see good things in you, and I found a way to go on tour with you. But now I'm supposed to stop my business? If Baka, who else rap? If Party Next Door, I guess, is a singer. If TV Gucci, OVO needs more actual rappers, was doing records with ASAP, that would make sense. If Baby Keem did a record with Drake, that would make sense. We working cool. Like, we cool. We working. We did some tour together, so we cool. Now, the thing, where it gets tricky, here's where it gets tricky, but the funny thing about this is my boy Drake, he the king of this. Kendrick started learning that too. Kendrick started doing that too. And Jay really taught them this, which is, I'm going to diss you on somebody else's record that you probably cool with. That's where it gets a little tricky. Right? But I'm going to give y'all one. The Like That record, that was like a really nice little slick move. But because Metro and Drake already wasn't seeing eye to eye, we didn't know nothing about Future not seeing eye to eye. And because the Like That bomb was such a bomb, and like that was the closest Kendrick had ever got to really kind of saying, like, almost like saying son's name. It was like, ooh, Future, why you let him do that? But if you want to keep it a bean, Future let Kendrick do that already on Mask Off. Mask Off got some Drake subs in there. And I know it got Drake subs because Mask Off is the reason why Drake did 100. I would have so many of your fans if I didn't go and I stayed on that conscious shit. That was a response to what Kendrick said in How Y'all Let a Conscious Nigga Go, you know, commercial out without that shit, whatever that line was, I can't remember. Who do you think he was shooting at? No. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Oh, sorry. Yes. Other fucking way around. Sorry. No. My bad. Because Primo, my bad. Hold on. Let me do the search. What? It doesn't even matter which one came out first. The point I'm trying to make, my bad though, if I got that wrong. My bad. The point I was trying to make, Primo, can somebody fact check for that since we're not in the computer? Because it is important that I kind of get the timing right. But the point I was trying to make is however that conscious line went, right? That Kendrick conscious line was for Drake. That's all I'm trying to say. In fact, if Mask Off came out after 100, that's even worse. Now I know I'm for sure right. Now that helps my point even more. Okay, so 100 came out before the Mask Off remix. What? Okay, let's do some real Googles. I might have to use my Apple Watch. Guys, when did 100 with Drake? Okay, that came out in 2015. Mask Off remix came out after that. You're right. My bad. I said that wrong. Players mess up sometimes too. And I shouldn't have said that wrong because it actually helps my point. Because Drake was the one that shot the sub talking about some... Wait, can we get this right? Who's going to be the fact checker? Because I don't have my computer. I'm not in the studio. We're doing this like an impromptu live. I'm doing a lot of impromptu lives lately. I hate that. Which one came out first so we can get back to Cole? I want to prove a point. And it really honestly doesn't matter. I just know that them two rappers was using that conscious thing as a play. Okay, Hunting came out 2015. Mask Off came out 2017, 2018. That's even worse. So Future, maybe he didn't know better. After Drake then told Kendrick he would have so all his fans for the commercial shit, right? If he went conscious, right? Kendrick comes back and says, hey, listen, how you let a conscious nigga go quadruple whatever platinum? Was that not a shot at Drake? Why did Future let it happen? Forget collabing. Okay, but let's say Future don't know better. Alright, then the Like That shit happened. The Like That was way more obvious. But we find out they might have had a little issue, but Drake and Metro really got issue. Now, I say all that to say, y'all killing my mans. Like, bro, Rick Ross let Drake fire all over comment on Stay Scheming. Crickets. I'm just like Cole right now. Crickets. But now you guys are asking for this undying loyalty for a nigga who just wanna rap. That's why I say Cole remind me of KD a lot. He just wanna rap, bro. All this extra sauce that gives me an audience, makes me money, makes academics money, makes whoever, all these talking heads. I'm self-aware enough. That's not what Cole's trying to do. He's trying to rap, bro. J. Cole wants to rap. KD just want to hoop. KD just want to ball. KD, y'all start talking about, KD, what about your legacy? You and Steph, yeah. Serious, I think he is. And that's why I say J. Cole is the best rapper alive right now. Look at shit. Primo, he will body you verse for verse. He didn't say he's gonna find a way to insult you the most. What the fuck? Yo, we need to, I can't say we, I'm gonna have to do it. I have to now be one of the people that talk to people about rap. I have to start talking to you guys and clarifying certain things. We need to start making distinctions in hip hop, guys. We need to start making distinctions in hip hop, guys. Right, guys? About what being a better rapper is versus beef. Versus beefing. We don't have to beef for me to show you I'm the better rapper. I know historically that is the thing we created, but then we gonna complain when niggas get popped. We gonna complain with somebody getting called a PDF file. We gonna complain with Whitney getting harassed. Excuse me. I'm confusion. I have ears. They don't work that well, but I have them. And when I hear J. Cole rapping in the last 5 years, purely rapping, purely putting words together, activity, songs, all that, Cole's been the best rapper. And there was a time period where KD had this too. There was a time period where KD, I know LeBron was there. I know Steph. There was like a 2-3 year period. I'm like, hey, KD the best pure hooper on the planet. We're just not gonna talk about it. But then he made a move that nobody liked. As a rapper right now, Jasmine, as a like straight up rap, no salacious, yeah, I think J. Cole can rap better than Kendrick right now. J. Cole can't paint a better. J. Cole can't paint a better picture than Kendrick right now. But if I hear the fall off, nobody paints better pictures than Kendrick Lamar in hip hop right now. I kind of always knew that, but I always thought like it was on some like pro-activist shit, like album. It was when him and Drake squabbled, and the way he painted the picture about Drake. I was like, oh man, this guy paints the best pictures. And when, painting a picture, it's different from rapping. Like, you need to rap to paint the picture, but you don't only use rap to paint the picture. It's weird, right? So like, I don't like, if I tell J. Cole spit a 16 right now about whatever, no, I wouldn't even give him a topic because that's exactly what it is. Just spit a 16. And I tell Kendrick spit a 16. I'm not leaving, I don't think I'm leaving that room like, oh, I don't think I'm walking to that studio room saying, oh yeah, Kendrick's about to get the best of him. No, no, no. But now if you ask me, this is a given. If I say y'all lock yourself in a week, paint a picture about a theme, right, Ant? Like a theme. It's tough. I don't know. Kendrick like minus 150 on FanDuel for that one. Cole gonna be like plus 245. Because the closest I ever seen him do it was something that he called a personal album. It was like 2 albums, Forest Hill Drive and For Your Eyes Only, where he tried to paint a picture. It's always funny, For Your Eyes Only was the best version of that, but the songs still got to be strong enough. And that's where Kendrick does a good job at. Like, he paints pictures, but he makes the song stronger. Like, it never feels like he's sacrificing the picture. He does that really well. Whereas Drake, and this is the thing, this is where Drake is interesting, because like he like his thing is like, I'll give you 16 different mini comic strips. Beautiful comic strips. It's what annoys people about him. He'll make like a Marvin, like Drake will make like, he'll make like a Marvin's Room. I'm like, oh man. That's why Take Care was the closest. It's not even used to Take Care of Marvin's Room. Like on For All the Dogs. You know what I'm saying? He'll make like a record and you're like, oh. So like, is this what this movie is gonna be about? Nope, next record got some other shit. It got nothing to do with nothing. Like, what the fuck? Oh, because he make playlist music. And I'm starting to accept them for what they are. But if we talk about who the best rapper right now, it was just like that KD era. That era of KD leaving leaving OKC, joining Golden State, first year of Brooklyn, that era right there, whatever that was, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. He wasn't. KD was the best hooper. And the analogy here would be like Cole going on tour with Drake for a few dates, and then doing that first person shooter, bro. That felt like KD winning a ring with Curry a little bit. I was like, oh, ain't nobody rapping better than this guy right here. I was like, what? Well, the thing with clowning Kendrick over Cole is because now it's gonna sound like I'm saying the exact opposite of what I'm saying. Let me bring somebody else to have the conversation. Right now it's tough because, Los, what up?
What's good, bro? Yo,
What
Gary.
up, brother? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think when it comes to people clowning J. Cole, and I said this because I want people. I'm not biased at all. I love all three of them. But when it comes to Cole, I think people forget that Cole always took the method of. I think he generally did not know that these dudes was beefing with each other. So when he found out, he backed away from it, and everybody took that as, "Oh no, you a punk, bro. Dude bugged out." Like, even when Cole right now is doing these, like when he just dropped that song with T Grizzly, by the way, it's fire. He killed that verse. When people still be like, "Nah, Cole still apologized." Like, what did you want the man to do? The beef is already over. First of all, beef is over. Beef is over. Y'all still holding that apology over his head. And like, would y'all rather? Let's say this, and I always ask this people question more to Kendrick fans. What did you think Cole would do? What would you have Cole do if he never apologized? What would you think happened?
I mean, that would have been fighting 2 wars, right? Which is probably what Drake wanted. That would end up fighting 2 wars. That makes sense? Like, he would have been fighting 2 people at once. Which I guess is why a lot of Drake fans are upset. Because it's like, that would have helped Drake in the whole 20v1 thing. You get what I'm saying, Los?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But my
Absolutely.
problem is like, okay, when we having this conversation about like Cole apologizing and then stepping off, but Cole going back and Cole saying, hey, listen, I'm gonna go back to doing what I was doing before. Everybody's mad, but on what he's doing, he ain't saying I'm gonna diss you and I'm gonna like I'm gonna talk about your mom. He's saying I rap better. I'm a better rapper. Being a better rapper has nothing to do with insulting people. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. He said
That's what he
back to our
backed
regular
out
scheduled
from.
program. Back to our regular scheduled program. All right.
Yeah, that's what he backed out from. He didn't back out from rapping. He didn't, get on a. That's why I said the only misstep he had was he should have addressed it on wax, but not gave it too much. So he would have stayed on the same wavelength, right? Like if he just said, yo, that this shit is courtesy, whatever. Like, and then he just kept it pushing. Then it'd be like everybody would be like, okay, Cole, like brushed him off. And some of that is like imposter syndrome, right? Like maybe KD used to have this problem where like KD sometimes wouldn't act like KD. And I think later on in his life, when I can't remember who it was that was bothering him on the court, like Pat Beverly, and he was like, who I am? Like, I'm KD. I think that was the first time I ever felt like KD realized he was KD. Like he wasn't just some hooper. And I felt like Cole could have did that with Kendrick. Like, yo, you my mans. I'm gonna holler at you, but let me just brush you off the record real quick. Cause who you talking to? If you walking around that stick here, Andre 3K, who are you talking to? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel big about yourself, you don't like me working with somebody or you got an issue, pick up the phone, call me. Call me. Hey, KD, Officer KD, speaking of KD, I didn't know the Eagles were going to wet the bed today. But anyway, let me see what Q got
Eagles
going on.
lost. Wait, the Eagles lost today?
We're getting our ass whooped.
Oh, shoot. I ain't even paying. I'm not even paying attention. Oh,
We getting them parlays is cooked, brother.
I'm on break. I'm not even paying attention to the game.
Them parlays is cooked. We are getting fried.
Eagles getting
33.
cooked.
Well, there goes my $10. Well, there goes my $10.
Hey, damn, I was supposed to put in a 4:00 lay, guys.
There goes my $10.
He's trying to get paid.
Yeah, my lays. I was getting cooked on my lays. Q, what up, bro? Talk to me.
Okay, we talking about the Cole situation. Me personally, like I said in the chat, you don't have to get into a rap battle with someone or a rap beef with someone to prove you're a better rapper than them. Because majority of the time, my boy pause. Okay, but nah. But majority of the time, when it comes to rap beef, it's never about who's the better rapper.
I'm here. It's Sunday.
Okay,
Trying to put in that 4:00 parlay quickly. I'm here. I'm listening to you.
That's all right, man. Hey, I got my god brother. He a gambling addict too. You good, bro? You good?
About to put in this. I'm trying to take us out the hood.
He trying to make $50K off $20. But nah. When it comes to majority of rap beats, they were never about who's the better rapper. Even if it started with friendly competition, it usually spreads into something more violent and more dangerous for not just for the rap community, but the rappers themselves. You look back into the Jay-Z and Nas, that got super personal, and the only reason it died down is because Jay Mom told him to apologize. Then you go to the most historic one, Big and Pac, they no longer here. If we had genuine people around them to sit them down and be like, all right, bro, y'all, this was not that, we probably still have them here. They probably still be like historians to the game, but since it wasn't like that back in the day and everybody just wanted to be gangster, like now we lost those two artists in their primes in their careers. So like, I hate when people be like, Cole bowed out, I'm like, bruh, he bowed out of the beef. He can still out rap you. I can out rap you on your own song. I don't have to out rap you and talk shit about you and say you're and da. It's like, bruh, at the end of the day, this is rap. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand be super competitive, but like this is an art form at the end of the day. This is music. Nothing more, nothing less.
I will say right now, here's my thing. When it comes, I really have a question for this. Do y'all think that Drake is going to do the World Cup next year? Do y'all think Drake is going to do that?
I think he's a heavy.
Let's. I like this. I like this. Let's go ahead and use this as a good segue, brother. Thank you so much. It's a good segue. Speaking of conflict, speaking of niggas not knowing what's going on, let's go ahead and hold on, King. Let's go ahead and get Infantino. Man, I got to do a little shred.
Boy, trying to put that. Thank you.
I think because this Super Bowl and then leading to the World Cup, I think that's going to be like a real like. I think this one gonna be the only times I feel like Drake got the one up on Kendrick, got the one. This one and the hard part when he titled the hard part 6, it's like, oh, I think I actually got the one.
Tina. Hey, you Drake fans are full of shit. Y'all tried to get me to talk about this at first with Kendrick. I was like, this is an old video. This ain't about to happen. And then yesterday, breaking news. Breaking news. The World Cup is gonna have halftime shows. I said, "Oh, you niggas, we gonna be stuck in beef land forever." And I will let you take this.
Oh,
Hey, if Aubrey shows up at the World Cup talking about some, I need one dance, cutting things in my hands, I'm done. I'm
I mean,
done.
if you think about it, it really makes sense, right? Like, in my opinion, I don't think there's many artists that have tried made themselves as multinational as Drake, right? Like, there's Dominican Drizzy, there's UK Road Mine Drizzy, there's Afro
Jamaican Drizzy,
Jamaican Drizzy,
bad
Dubai
boy.
Drizzy.
Muslim Drizzy, he been there too.
Exactly, I said Dubai Drizzy. So like, I can see Drake low key kind of being the most perfect person.
I just don't want. I just hate when. See, I'm saying this as a Kendrick fan. I just hate when people see. I'm a true Kendrick fan. When my Spotify rap come up, and that's another thing. When everybody's Spotify rap come up, I want Kendrick to be at least on top 5. Because if that's really gonna let me know who the fans who just fake hating. Because I'm a true Kendrick fan. My Spotify rap last year was Kendrick Lamar. I think with Nas and then Drake, and then Drake. All y'all niggas just hating. But we can act like Drake don't have a song for almost every mood. And like Drake, you can vibe out. Like I can play controller at a party and everybody's gonna jam to that one.
Exactly. My thing is, these guys are like that's why I don't get the whole comparison thing. Because in the chat, right, I had to say that like this is like comparing, trying to say who's the better director, Scorsese, Michael Bay, or Spielberg, right? They all three of them do drastically different things, right? Like Drake is the more, I guess, more commercial, pop leaning. Kendrick is like the avant-garde, abstract stories, and Cole is like pure. Like he even said it himself back when you could get a platinum track without no melody. Like J. Cole is probably the more atypical rapper.
Yeah, but the
So
problem is the people don't look at it like that. The reality of the world is, bro, we are very black and white. We are very, this is better, that's better, who's better, who's better. It's gonna be a hard, tough sell. Like even with the directing analysis you just used right now, it's such a great analogy, right? But nah, bro, we're the rap heads. But bro, I don't know if you ever sit down talking to some of these
oh yeah,
film heads.
people,
I took a film class one time. The way they get to just, and then it's the professor that tries to sit there and tell everybody, like, yeah, but this, everybody's like, there's no way, The Godfather 3, when you look at everybody just, that's the way our brains are designed. It's so weird, bro. We don't have another way to look at this thing. So when you say what you say, I'm like, oh, it's making a lot of sense, right? Like, Drake does fit a World Cup better, right? He's not American, technically, like he's half American because of his dad, but he's really grew up in Canada. He's Canadian. He makes all different types of music. The World Cup has all the different countries involved, right? Like,
he's been nurturing sports
yeah,
relationships.
like
He's the safest option.
yeah, it makes sense for him to not even be. I don't think he would be the halftime this first ever halftime performer. I don't think the World Cup would be that risque. I think they would make it a group of people. It would be like how the Super Bowl used to have like Shakira,
Like
J
some world,
Lo.
world type shit.
Yeah, it would be that type of thing. So I don't think, with all due respect to Drake, I don't think he's not Michael Jackson.
Also,
You
I
know,
don't know if like the World Cup would want to pay Drake.
forget paying. I don't think they would want to, like, a lot of the
They
World
got the
Cup shit.
bread.
We got a lot of older people too, guys. Y'all got to understand. That's another thing. Like, I mean,
Also,
the Super Bowl does have a lot of old people watching it, but the World Cup is a little bit catered to like Like most of us are used to 90 minutes of straight action. So when you tell us it's about to be like some halftime show, we're like, what? Like some of the older people in the audience might stay for that because they so used to being locked in the entire 90 minutes, right? A few advertisements in the middle, you know what I'm saying? So when you throw Drake, it's like, no, you're probably gonna have to throw a few people in there that they familiar with, like somebody, like other international stars, and then they do a whole set. I wouldn't be surprised when like Bad Bunny's at this shit. I'm not even shocked. I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, nah, I think because
Also,
like
the World Cup's kind of racist if we keep shit stacked. Like, I mean, soccer is notoriously racist.
Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, so
I don't. So
who's a popping white artist right now, but is like hip and chic enough?
Or white passing Spanish.
Yeah, who is that? Because whoever that person is, that's who's coming to the spot. They ain't just gonna throw Drake up there. Drake might go do like a little one dance, something that's World Cup safe. Yeah, Bad Bunny, Drake. Who else? Come on, guys.
I can see like the 3 countries that like are that the World Cup is being split down, like being because Canada is one of them. I can see like all 3 countries having like an artist.
Who would be ours? That's really popular in America. Who would be ours?
But I can see them going pop for America. I ain't gonna lie.
Who though? Like it wouldn't be Taylor Swift. That's not enough for That's not enough for.
It's not too much representation.
Yeah, for soccer, that's not gonna work.
Would be.
Because it can't be one of them country singers either. No offense to the country, but it still got to be white.
Pitbull.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, no, Justin Bieber Canadian dog.
Yeah, I don't think.
I forgot. Damn, I keep forgetting that nigga Canadian.
Pitbull.
That's close. Pitbull is very close, believe it or not.
I would say, Pitbull could do it.
I think Pitbull could definitely.
Pitbull is very close. Pitbull is about close. That's close enough. If it ain't gonna be like J Lo or Beyonce or Shakira, it would have to be like somebody like Pitbull, somebody that.
I can't see like Morgan Wallace or somebody like that, like somebody like super Americanized country.
Yeah, but it's really pop. But it can't be Morgan Wallen. I can see Post Malone, believe it or not.
I can see that too. He's a
believe it or not.
Especially when he's like transitioning the country. So
why do y'all keep saying Mexican OT? There's no way y'all think Mexican OT is stepping foot on that pitch. I don't know what's going on. No offense. What's going on, guys? I fear you've shut. And he's going to be a star. He's already becoming a star. But guys, we're trying to have serious conversations here. Infantino's not about to put Mexican OT on a soccer pitch. What's going on here?
Keep it a bean, y'all. Keep it a bean.
Mexican OT just outed himself as a MAGA. So who knows? He might have shot himself.
Yeah, now we're getting some names. Ariana Grande, some shit like that.
I forgot
talking about some Mexican OT. No offense. Again, Mexican OT, if you're watching this, do the vatos. I'm not saying you trash. No, I'm just saying it got to be an American person that my mama know. How about that? Does that help?
That helps.
Okay, I do it. All right.
I'm going to coin this now. We're going to call it the mama test. Whenever niggas want to start talking about rapping, we're going to just pull out the mama test. Whenever anybody want to talk about artists, we're going to say, let's do the mama test. Do your mama, my mama, and his mama know this person? No? Sorry, can't help you.
Gotta go.
I do have, all right. I love doing this because I did this last year. Surprised I did this last year. This actually foreshadowing. What would be the set list if 15 minutes? What would be like the set list that you would have Drake perform if he was his manager?
15
for World Cup.
Yeah, for the World Cup. What would be the set list that you have?
Drake been making World Cup music for years now. pick a rabbit out the hat. One Dance, Hotline Bling. He's actually been making. That's actually, it's so funny when we ask questions like this about Drake. It's like this is what gets him in trouble. It's like he's been tailoring his stuff for that. So Hotline Bling.
His stuff works for sporting events. Yeah. His stuff just like it's heavily like sporting events. Like when I think
freaking what's that other joint that I don't even like that? That soccer feeling, that passionate 2 miles away. That gotta be super popular, right?
Yeah.
See, I
Like
think, if it was me, I'd start out with headlines. I'd just start out the opening part, not the full song, just like the opening part, like
it
the
got to
they
be
know.
international though. His headlines international.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nah, I don't
What
know.
about
Is
trophies? I think
headlines
trophies would
international?
be work. I would think trophies would
Got to
work.
be
That's such like
international.
a great
Trophy's
like
not
song to open with.
international.
You don't think trophies international?
No, it's not
He's
International,
the
I'll
international.
first
probably
part
start
that
out with
trumpet.
What are
all
you talking
right.
about right now?
Then I'll start out with Highline Bling, just like the start of the and then I'll lead that into One Dance. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. Controller, because I think Controller was way bigger than One Dance. That's just me.
Okay, controller. Now we're talking, guys. Now y'all using your brain. Now you're hitting me.
Using
I
the
like
global
this.
brain.
Or blend.
I like this. Now we're talking. I like where y'all going with it. Right? Like those type of records, and then God's Plan is close. It's not like an international banger, but it's one of his
I was
biggest
gonna say I
songs.
would lead that right into God's Plan.
God's Plan. And then once you start getting a little shaky, that's when you start getting into your bag of the other records you got with all these super popular people. Then you start bringing Lil Wayne out, do a little, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
You
I don't
definitely
know
got
how
to do the
long.
Bad Bunny John.
Yeah, you got the Bad Bunny record, but that's the thing. I don't know what type of. This is all speculation, right? I don't know. God's Plan definitely got to. I'm sorry, God's Plan definitely got to go on there. It's one of his biggest rap songs ever, right?
Yeah, now
Then you got to start talking about stuff you got with other people. Give Travis Scott 20 seconds. Sun is down, freezing cold. That's how you already know. It's just here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could do if it's gonna have like that Super Bowl production, and then you move him aside, and then you bring Shakira or whoever in, and you move him aside, and then Bad Bunny get a shot. That's how I envision a World Cup thing going. Somebody put an idea in here. Y'all said they would have artists doing a set from each part of the continent, Mexico, right? Mexico or Latin America or whatever, if you want to call it that. Canada and America. I love that idea. Mexico might have to take a little, you know what I mean? Like, we might have to just make it Puerto Rican too, so Bad Bunny can rock.
Gotta mix them, even though they don't like that shit.
Yeah, we might have to mix it up. I'm sorry. To my Spanish fans, I'm sorry. To my Spanish people in my community, I'm sorry. But I like that representation, right? Like,
We gotta get
and then
some
we
Bad
have
Bunny.
we have something like that. But that's how I see this going. I see it. For me, it's a very if Drake does get a chance to perform and get a chance to do that's what I would I would get out of that. That's what
He could. Burna Boy. He could bring out Burna Boy. That is a good one.
Burna Boy and Drake got a record together? No, they don't, right?
No, I was just saying, like, if Drake really wanted to, like, be like, if Drake really wanted to pull out, like, hey, I'm that dude, like how Drake did all the way out them. I really could pull out, like, I really could. Hey,
Yeah,
Burna
but
Boy,
let's transition a little bit. You know who's not that dude?
This guy.
I saw this. I ain't gonna lie, dude. No belt is crazy. No belt is crazy.
Yeah, you gotta wear a belt.
It's time for us to start having some real conversations, guys. Okay? Let's put the Drake stuff aside for a second.
We're grown
I
man
see a lot of people using this guy. No offense to him. This is not to insult him. They're using him as the poster child to attack black women's decision making. And I just want to come here as a non-black woman, as a black man, to tell you this is nefarious activity. When women don't know anything about you, and you come in with the collar shirt tucked in the pants, no belt, it's not going to work. That's all I wanted to say. Now let's get back to the topic.
See the thing, real quick.
It's
The fit wasn't
nefarious
bad. If he
activities,
had on like
guys.
a belt, the fit wasn't bad though. People, it just needed a belt. Like, what is wrong with you? Like,
Guys, it's disturbing activities, and someone had to say something. I made a video about it. The algorithm didn't pick it up, but I'm tired of people using that guy. No offense to him, as a way to just start attacking women's decision making,
you know
particularly
what's really
black
about to
women.
happen? You know what's really about to start happening, and this is gonna be terrible. Well, you know how Nike just released them trench coats. They about to have niggas out here looking like Ghost St. Patrick.
We need Nike belts.
Nah, like it's one of those things. Like, me personally, I don't even feel comfortable walking out to talk to like a woman without like like a belt. Like I would feel weird, and I'm sure probably something happened there. But it's like I don't like how we're using this to just discredit women on a dating show, which I hate, by the way. I'm not a fan of that show. I hate the
I
concept of
hate
it.
21s. I hate
Yeah,
20.
but what you know what I'm saying? But what are we gonna do? Right? Like the whole objective of the show is you see somebody the minute they irk your nerves, you hit the balloon. It's a terrible human experiment.
Yeah, like it
But
shows a lack of patience. Like
yeah, it does show a lack of patience, but I'm sorry. I would have a lack of patience for a nigga with no belt either. You know why? Because I have a lack of patience for me when I don't have no belt. When I have no belt on, I feel like the mustiest nigga alive.
you're not understandable.
Like,
Right? I run to a marshal's like, hey, let me, I know I got 5 at home. I forgot. Because I packed the stuff in my gym bag. I forgot to put my belt in there. Oh my
Yeah.
God, it's over.
You know,
What?
it's crazy you say that. I remember one time I was with my homeboys at basketball court, and before that we was like, all right, we about to go hang out like with the girls and all that to bowling. This dude popped up with and one shorts on and a sweaty t-shirt. I really wanted to be like, I really wanted to pull him to the side. Like, what are you doing?
But at least y'all hooping, cuz.
Because we know this is after the hooping. This is after he popped
Oh!
up.
But yeah,
It's
nah,
nasty
no,
work.
He popped up.
he didn't try
We
to
all
clean up.
looking at him like, what are you bro? What? He's talking about, oh, we just going to the bowling alley. I'm like, why didn't you change?
You
Yeah,
have to
that's
dress
nasty
to
work.
impress every time, everywhere.
And
That's
one
nasty.
shorts, you couldn't even get Jordan shorts. Yo, and one.
That's
That's,
disgusting.
guys, that's very nasty work. That's very disgusting work.
I can feel the sweat just on him. This shit just puts me off.
Anyway, I knew today's live was gonna be short. Let me see. Did I miss anything else? I appreciate y'all stopping in though. I was about to cancel the live, and I'm like, God, I wanted to get in here. But I just want to let y'all know, as this is football season, the Eagles lost today. No offense to anybody, but I just
Brother.
I'm not even an Eagles fan, but I'm watching y'all get sabotaged. Somebody on I told you sabotage.
Stop. Speaking of football, I just want y'all to know, if any one of y'all little cousins, if any one of y'all little brothers, if you yourself end up in the NFL, for the Christ's sakes, speaking of black women, speaking of women of color, try first. Try before you end up with a bunny.
Shannon Sharp.
Try first. I saw a video today. I saw a video on Twitter, and it was the Baltimore Ravens. Anybody else see that video? It was one of the girls of the Baltimore Ravens.
Yes, I saw that.
She did a highlight show of all the, like a reel or whatever of all the girlfriends of the Baltimore Ravens players. Bunny after bunny after bunny after bunny. And if you're a puppy or a bunny in this live right now, I love you. I appreciate you. But for the love of God, there's a coon infection in our black football players that even you yourself have to ask. Like, God damn.
They on that shit bad.
But however, it's not my top. It's not my problem. And you can love whoever you want, guys. As I don't even care. But however, what came out of that thread was this picture. And you ninjas, I should have cropped it, but I'm telling you ninjas right now, if you can, the next person that says something cooning to me on a timeline, this is my warning before I leave. It's a quick live today.
Dr. Umar and the death.
Don't be the first person I use this picture on. Do not end up on a Summer Jam screen. With the scouting meter reading you as a coon.
This was Kendrick looking at Drake.
This is what warning. Because I've been itching to use this. So the next person that says some coon shit on my page. Okay, yes. All right. Anyway, guys, any last thoughts? Because I got to go. All right. And it was going to be short live. I did live in the car. You know what I'm saying? So that was my final thoughts.
What do you think this October is about to look like, son? Because there's rumors on
This
Twitter.
has been an eventful year. This has been
hype shit.
eventful.
They said that this October is about to be active, that Kendrick might actually drop this October.
You know, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. This is like the Pentagon almost getting hit with a plane. They talking about another plane just hit the OVO towers. Kendrick, please just leave October's very own alone, man. Brother, just...
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna address the Kendrick fans. Y'all predicting Kendrick's dropping is like Christians
Yeah.
I'm not sure, like somebody has said that like Kendrick has been like dropping on like holidays or like significant dates, right? Like
If Kendrick drops on Drake's birthday,
Juneteenth, July 4th.
when is Drake's birthday? October 24th?
26, I think. 26, I think.
And I don't know why should I even know this man's son's birthday? But I think his son is also born in October, right?
Now that's disgusting if he drop on Adonis' birthday.
All I have to tell you guys is this. If this does happen, just be very aware that I will profit off of this. But however, I won't enjoy it because I don't want to have to hear the Hotep theories. See, when Kendrick dropped, so what Kendrick did was he did it on Drake's birthday, but that's not going to be enough for them. See, what you have to understand is the significance of the numbers of Drake's birthday with the 2 plus the 4 and Kendrick's message that he was saying, I don't want to have to deal with it.
Revive
Kendrick.
mathematics.
See, if I was Drake's manager, I would be like, all right, look, if it's, I would have told Drake specifically, put up a fake PND drop date. Put up a fake Drake because Kendrick gonna drop on that just for him to drop.
I'll be stuck in a, like, all right, this is the problem, right? So today, no funny shit. If I'm lying, I'm flying. And please stop asking why I'm on the Kendrick Lamar community so much. It's one of my guilty pleasures. But I was in the Kendrick Lamar Reddit community, and this dude posted on there and was like, yo, I've noticed that all the Kendrick diss songs, when you add them up, it adds up to 11. I was so confused. Like, what the fuck you mean? The songs are mad. So what he meant was, like, for example, Meet the Grams, I'm just using a random number because I forgot like what the exact numbers was exactly like 5 minutes and 23 seconds long. Some shit like that. Something like that. I'm just giving you a number. So imagine he took the 5, the 2, and the 3. 5 minutes, 24 seconds, sorry. And he added 5, 2 plus 4, and it was 11. And then he did the next song, Not Like Us. It was like 6, 4, 1. And for a second, you know, because like I go to all, so for Drake, I go to Drake stands on Twitter. I go observe their community. For Kendrick fans, I go to the Reddit.
Yeah, the nerds be on the Reddit.
I be in there like a cameraman. Yo, I be in there. So
National Geographic.
I've infiltrated yet again the Kendrick court. And today, as you can see, as they preach and pray to their mentor, and then I go to the Drake stands. I don't want to say some of the people in that community, but the Drake, like Drizzy, Aubrey's Angel group is a little different because theirs is like, it's like really more about the leaders. Like they have actual leaders, like, you know, the certified Jared, Aubrey, you know, attorneys. And I get it. Like everybody loves their favorite rapper, so I get it. I be in there too, because as you can see, certified Jared has created yet another. But the thing about them is they play a lot of defense over there. They're Detroit Pistons. A lot of defensive ball. Like when that dude Ryan Nice, I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, he was going crazy. He was trying to take Drake's head off. They started pulling that guy's fouls. I was like, oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Y'all know what I'm talking? Do y'all know any of these people? I be real.
No.
Like, that's why I said I don't be talking about my stuff. That's why, like, no
I do
offense.
'cause they be in the comments. I do because they be in Drake comments. They be in Drake comments. That's why I know who they are.
Nah. This is you gotta really, if you want to be in the trenches, if you really want to be in the trenches, you gotta go to the Reddit, go to the Kendrick Lamar Reddit. That's the trenches. Even if you're not, like, if you're a Kendrick Lamar fan, I think the Kendrick Lamar Reddit is a good place for you to be honest, because other than like
I'm a K-Dot fan, but I'm not deep like dude. These dudes
See,
be like, why is
yeah, but if you can resist the cultish, it's a good place. Like that's why I said I talk about that Reddit all the time. I'm
gonna go check that out later today.
Yeah, I go in there, and you just got to be able to know to scheme off the nasty stuff, like this other stuff. Like, that's useful. But they be having stuff like it was one time somebody posted in there about the Damn album. I was like, oh man, that's fire. The way he was like, yo, the theory is that, I was like, oh, that's dope. But you got to know, because it's hard to know what to not get sucked in. The Drake shit, on Twitter, that's why I go, because the Drake Reddit community is weak. I don't, no offense to them, but it's kind of weak. It's not as crazy. I go to the Drake community on Twitter, on X. That's active. There they go in there breaking down. A dude just did a whole thread today about for all the dogs. I'm like, okay. So for me, I have to be in these spaces if I'm going to talk about rap. Like, I trust myself enough to just talk about rap, but I get in those spaces because I want to know, like, oh, okay, what are y'all talking about? Like, what's, or whatever. So, but I don't blame. I don't.
Well, I think we might get another Black Friday drop from Kendrick and Cole.
Yo,
It's
you
not
know why I've been
happening.
pushing
Let it
back
go.
on that?
It's not happening.
Fall off, because think about it, right? The fall off's supposed to drop. Kendrick got the Super Bowl coming in, and the halftime.
Y'all know I've been pushing back on that. I've been pushing that. I've been pushing back on that because I feel like, to be honest, guys, and that's how we gonna end this today, because we really was talking about Cole when we really kind of, that's the way we got into rap today. I really just honestly feel like Cole, he might be cordial with Dot now. He might be cordial with bro, but I just think he just knows the optics, and I just think that if everybody not at peace, I don't think Cole gonna be at peace with anybody, like, publicly. It's either we all gonna be cool or nobody gonna be cool. I feel like that's how you look at it. That's just my opinion.
Drake, when you look at Cole, really is the middle child. Cole really is the middle child because he fighting with the older sibling and the younger. He's fighting with both of his brothers. He fighting.
Yo, before I leave, guys, that's your last hope for any, like, big three, like, connections and collaborations is on the fall off. Cole might have a record with Kendrick separately, and he might have a record with Drake separately, and he might put it on the fall off. I could see him as that type of sentimental guys that's like, yo, these are the two guys that, y'all remember that interview when he was like, damn, why would I not reach out to these guys? Why would I not want to be cool with these guys? This is when he got real tight with Drake, right? And he's like, these are the only two people that know what this feels like, that know what it feels like to be this guy, that know what it feels like to walk around and people love you. Like, people can say whatever they want to say about, no offense, with all due respect, the Travis Scotts of the world and stuff like that. I see Travis Scott numbers. Travis Scott numerically right now is probably the second or third biggest rapper on the planet. I get it, but he ain't J. Cole. He ain't Kendrick. He ain't Drake. That's why a lot of these kids, and I know they on the back end of their career, a lot of these kids don't understand this big three shit. Like, yo, I remember people was going up on the Madison Square Garden, Dollar the Dream Tour, like, ecstatic to see J. Cole. Like, man, it's Cole, Now, maybe his career didn't, maybe, if you want to say, didn't hold up to that stardom for longer, but he's still going to be revered. That's the word that a lot of these kids don't understand. Him, Drake, and Kendrick are revered. So when Cole says, these are the only two people that know what this feels like, because he can't relate to Jay and Kanye. Kanye and them, they too old now. They gone. They done. So he went and got cool with, he said, I want to get cool with both of them. I think Cole got a record in the cut with both of them. That's the only hope y'all got. That's the only hope we got.
I truly think there's a record out there that they was on. I truly think that Kendrick actually not sent. I think he got a first person shooter one. He just never sent it because Kendrick is petty. Y'all forget Kendrick is petty. I personally he had a verse. He just didn't send it.
That's tough. I mean, that just seems like extra work for no reason, but he's such a good enough rapper. Kendrick's such a great rapper that I think he probably takes him 15 minutes to be like, this is a concept for this. You know what I mean? Like, that type of thing. But where it's a tough sell.
You are right though. That's the sad part. You really is right. Like, that might be the last chance we ever get from a big three.
I'm telling you guys, that's why I can't wait for the fall off, because I want to know if it's dead or not. Like, if the fall off drops, no Drake feature, no Kendrick feature, it's over. Like, it's over, guys. Like, that's like, it's really gonna be the fall off. That's really gonna signify the end of this era, bro. Like, it's like, cause even if Kendrick and Drake would have pieced it up right now, I can't see them ever working together. Work together for what? Like, what are they gonna talk about? What are they gonna rap about? Right? And then if Cole he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. If Cole drop a song with Kendrick and don't got a song with Drake right now, y'all know he dropping songs with Daylight. The internet's about to kill, blow a gasket. Can you imagine if he drops a song with Kendrick gonna fall off, no Drake? Oh my God.
That's true.
All the Drake fans gonna turn on him. All the Kendrick fans even the Kendrick fans gonna be like, oh yeah, he sunned you subconsciously. Like, it's annoying as hell, bro. Like, I I hate like as somebody that like consider myself.
The person in the comments, they write like this would have been great like in 2017 or 2018. I just can't see it. Like, what would Drake and Kendrick talk about? Like, what would they even talk about?
If they didn't do whatever the hell this was, Kendrick just showed you that he's in a space in his life where like he can have a little fun. He always had fun, but like this space feels like he's kind of unloaded, pause if necessary, all the like stuff that was holding him back. I feel like that's kind of why I wouldn't say resents Drake a lot, but I think that's why he kind of be a little repulsed by Drake. It's like, bro, why don't you let go of all the things that I let go of? And I'm like, well, it's not your job to tell him that. Like, come on, bro, we about to be 40. Why don't you do it? Because low-key, Cole has, right? Like, Cole has also done that. Like, Cole he hasn't done it, like, on records all the way, but also, Kevin's Heart, on records, like, he talks about, like, like, stuff like Phone and Clothes. Like, he has some records. He hasn't done it the way Mr. Morale, Big Steppers done it, but he's done it sporadically to let you know he's done cheating. He's done doing stupid stuff.
I mean, KOD might have been his Mr. Morale, if I look back
I truly think that was because he
what,
did.
For Your Eyes Only? Or KOD?
Yeah, KOD and For Your Eyes.
Okay, KOD. You can.
Yeah,
KOD.
KOD. Like the closest he came to like doing like a concept album. Like a
KOD, yeah. I'll take KOD. But the thing with that is like when Kendrick, I feel like, and that's why I watched the party that made me look so stupid because I was like, all right. He's about to show y'all that he can have fun without hitting somebody's pinata, busting their head open. And he was like, no, it's time to watch the party that. I was like, oh my gosh.
But maybe that's like the Kendrick route. I take over the party and then I say, forget all of this shit over now. You know what I'm saying? I can see him being like, yeah, this is my shit now. We doing a whole different jump. Cut the music off, turn the lights on, and get out. The party's over.
Yeah, but it's interesting. But the thing with Drake is what we just said about Cole. The thing with Drake too is like the whole growing up thing is like I would say he hasn't done like atonement. So like, yeah, I see what you're saying, like, oh, he has songs like that are introspective, but it's not about the introspectiveness. I think Drake has songs that are introspective, and we really got to go after this, guys. But it's the atonement. It's y'all ever see Game of Thrones? Y'all remember when Cersei was walking, and then everybody was like, shame, shame, shame. Yeah. Y'all remember that? Anybody watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I remember that.
That's what Drake hasn't done. It's not that Drake hasn't talked about his uncle or his Cadillac or like, oh, I was a long way from home. He hasn't done.
I've actually seen like the opposite, in my opinion. Like it's almost like it's like a regression of like, yo, you not because like Drake came into the game like, a backpacker and like Drake came.
We made fun of him and he didn't have the tough guy look. And then
he came in as like sensitive backpacker and now he's like the poster child for like misogyny.
Yeah, but Ant.
And it's like people is like, we're like, wait a minute, hold on. This not you not.
But that's the whole thing though. And listen, but that's the whole thing. I'm glad you said that because let me actually touch on that. But that's the whole thing. The whole thing is that he probably, and I know you're not like the biggest Drake supporter, but this actually is a good defense for Drake, right? Because in his head, he probably thinks, motherfucker, I did reverse atonement. I came in the game, y'all stunning on me, call me all types of names, and now I'm the biggest shit ever. So now I'm a stunt for the rest of my life. I don't care until I have gray hairs, right? Whereas we looking at it like, man, you came in like this, and then you became this red pill guy or whatever. He didn't become that. People are saying that's what you are like now. And then we're like, okay, hurry up with that phase and then atone and then be an overall balanced person. Where he doesn't look at it like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's true. I just don't like the fact they're still holding Drake to the same standards as he was when he first came into the game. No one is the same as they were when they came into the game. Like, you look at someone like Kanye, he's completely different.
Kanye is Drake, but worse, if we really keep shit in stack.
Like, yeah, are we not Kanye for that, too? I just think that Kanye is so worse that, for me, Kanye feels like I can't get him back, so I just stopped talking about him. The fact that I don't talk about Kanye, y'all should be worried. how much
Kanye went
Kanye's been
from
influential to me in my music. Y'all should be worried that I don't talk about Kanye a lot.
Yeah, you don't talk about him. Bully might come out. You never know.
Nah, bro, I'm kind of done with Kanye West.
I
yeah.
understand.
Once homie was like slavery was, which is another thing. Homie went from take the
George
stance
Bush.
I make Black History every day. I don't need a front to slavery is a choice. Hitler is a good guy. Like that's what I'm saying. Like Kanye is like
Yeah,
Kanye
it's
like
y'all gonna
Kanye
open a
low key like
Pandora's box,
the worst
because
case
how come he
scenario
can?
Drake.
This is that biracial colorism, xenophobia. So Kanye can say all that and be cool and talk about some Dot, I got you, and then Dot can give him a kudos. We don't want to hear you say no more. But it's like, really, really, Kanye is who you think Drake is, buddy. Like I saw the other day, somebody was like, "Oh, was it one of y'all that tagged me? Who tagged me?" Somebody was like, "Oh, Kendrick and Kanye was trying to warn us on no more parties in LA." I said, "Okay, Kendrick, maybe Kanye.
Yeah, Kanye was too deep. He was
Kanye
way
was
too
warning. Kanye's warned us about a lot of things. Kanye has not warned us
about jail.
about him walking around and his new wife got her titties all out in the open, and they got the model laying there and they eating off her body. Yeah, it's a Japanese culture thing, apparently. Kanye ain't trying to warn me about anything. Kanye ain't trying to warn me about anything.
I think when it comes to Drake with this thing, I think like truly, I think this how I personally think. If I was Drake's like manager, I'll be like, "All right, look, on your next album, I'd actually just do this. First of all, I'd give the people everything they want. So
Nah,
y'all drop
Tried
another
that.
care
He
package.
tried that with
don't
I
do
For All the
drop
that.
Dogs.
another care package.
He
Don't
tried
do
that with
I
that.
For All the Dogs. Like
Don't
For
do
All the
that.
why
Dogs was
not?
supposed to be him going back
Don't do
to
that.
old Drake.
Guys, you know what I've learned? You know what
No,
I've
not that. I'm
learned?
talking about like drop like the old songs. I'm talking about put something out there, put something like his old tracks, like the tracks that you find on YouTube that you can't home stream, like put Hey
Guys,
Sleeping Alone, like drop another
I've
care package.
learned guys, I've learned that the reason why Drake is Drake is he, from the beginning of his career till now, he has learned very early to not give a shit what we want. And even when I don't like it, it works. It works. And the difference between him and Kendrick is that Kendrick has learned also that he has the grace to because he came in and he sacrificed early a bit, right? Like in terms of like chasing the sound, like he kind of was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But he balanced that, like, okay, I'm gonna do what Top says I should do to kind of get some fans. But then once he figured out that he had the fans, he doubled down on like, making the type of music that we consider to be like true hip hop shit, right? But Drake learned very early that him and Kendrick don't got the same leeway, right? And that's what Drake does best. Like if Drake was to drop an introspective Mr. Morale like album right now, bro,
That shit not getting no
nah, not even
play.
that. The people just gonna say what they want to say. He learned very early, like, I'm not. This is not. And for what I may not like some of the stuff like on For All the Dogs, but when I go in these spaces and I see these, college kids, I'm like, oh, that's the difference. I'm not in college no more. Or like a little 15-year-old Sophia White girl that's like, yeet, and I'm like, oh, okay. So that's what he chose his bag. Like he chose his, before this beef, maybe I was also lost in the sauce, but before the beef, y'all would not have been screaming that Kendrick Lamar's way was the way to go, right?
That's
Let's
true.
keep it a bean. Because the numbers said otherwise. The way to go, you guys would have been saying, was Travis Scott. Travis Scott, Drake is just doing a much more
R&B esque.
Mild.
version of Travis Scott. That's the way to go. Playboy Cardi. Name all the dudes that's popping. They just doing a very younger version of what Drake is doing. Playlist type music, features. I gotta stand Marie. I gotta shut it. Like that's where the like that's why like the Kendrick thing. That's why the Kendrick thing confused me so much because like I like on one hand I understand the whole real hip hop thing. I get it. Like I understand. On another hand, I think he's doing a very good balance. Like some of the stuff that's made Kendrick really boom out here wasn't real hip hop. Like it was hip hop, but be humble, sit down. smoking on your top 5 tonight. Like, it's hip hop, but it's creative.
Yeah.
And y'all gonna lead these kids astray by not telling them that they still need to be creative. It's a different world.
Yeah, you
It's a
can't boom
different
that man to
world,
death. You can't.
right? And then you go to this new era where he's dissing and Drake dissing him. And to me, he wins that battle because he was not only strategic, but in ways, because he hasn't experimented with so much, he ended up looking a little more creative. The Not Like Us thing is crazy. When I first heard Not Like Us, imagine that's his coast. But because I wasn't so used to hearing them on a beat, I was like, oh. But you know who I had heard on that type of sound before? Who do you love? I got a chick named Sexy Tan. So when Kendrick is tapping into this, Meet the Grams, I could kind of understand. That kind of sound like something I could see Kendrick doing. But the move is strategy. So the way Meet the Grams drop was strategy. Okay, cool. But Euphoria, at first I didn't get it. But then when I seen some of the stuff, I was like, okay, people know you for that, but people don't know you for that to insult someone. So that was cute. But the Not Like Us shit, it is hip hop, but it was so different from what he usually do that it was like, oh. Whereas with Drake, it was a little tough because I'm like, oh, I know you can sing. In fact, the hardest thing he did of the whole shit was who's next on the list? Which one? That was like, oh, I ain't never really hear him like drilling like that.
Yeah, like AK.
You know what I'm saying? And Drake was drilling. So I was like, oh, that's hard. So the moral of the story, guys, is like, we're gonna tell these kids like, oh, you know, real hip hop. You gonna lead these kids astray, bro. You gotta be interested.
I always quote that Kendrick where I was like, and I even say this to Kendrick, you miss without rapping, you did kill Michael Power on Kendrick, and I say this to even Kendrick fans, if Kendrick been real pop, why hasn't he made songs with any of them rappers? Why hasn't he made songs?
Well, I mean, he's chose his path. And that's the thing. That's why I'm trying to check myself on stop dinging Drake to do this and do that. He's chose his path. And I think he chose his path, and I don't think he's going to change. And I got to do a better job of respecting Drake's path. Like, that's why when y'all say, well, if Drake gives his fans everything that he wants, I'm like, man, keep walking your path. Same way with Cole. Let's get back to the middle child. He chose his path. Nothing is more J. Cole-ish than, yo, what am I dissing niggas for? That's not what I do. Because he said it on Middle Child. If I be with a nigga, it's going to be legit. It won't be for clout. It won't be for fame. It won't be because they're selling the same. I said, oh, okay. J. Cole legacy is going to be, oh, yeah, man, we connected with him. Bro went on crazy feature runs after he went platinum, no features. That's it. That's the end of it. No, and somebody just said in the comment, run your own race, bro. At this point, like, but all I'm holding out for is that he can be the link. He should have been the link before that first person shooter shit. I don't know what was going on back there. Hopefully a documentary comes out. Cole could have been the link. And I'm hoping that he can be the link on giving me a feature. I'm gonna add everybody one last time so we can get up out of here. And everybody can make some points and good points. You know, I can get a feature with him and Drake, and I can get a feature with him and Kendrick. I'll be happy. Anyway, let's start from top down.
Hey,
Flashy, what up?
If Jeezy can do it, then Cole can do it.
Hold on one second, Los.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hold on one second, guys. Let's go top down. Flashy, what up? You? No? Let's go to Tesseract. Tesseract, what up?
Yo, what up?
What's going on, G? Yes, sir.
What's been on the agenda for today, man?
No, we was talking about Cole really a lot. Today wasn't like a specific like kind of show, and we're kind of reaching the end because it was supposed to be a quick live. I'm trying to jump out of here, but so I'm trying to wrap it up, and we got back on Cole. We talked a little World Cup versus Super Bowl stuff and really understanding that. But my biggest thing is just really where we're on right now is just, I think you might have been the one that said in the comments, is just like, yo, guys, letting these guys be what they are and just understanding that, their path is their path, and that's where we are with it right now. Their path is their path, and we can all wish all we want, but it ain't changing, dog. Like, it ain't changing.
Man, I just wanted to say, man, that like we got to stop with this like real hip hop idea, bro. Because like real hip hop is whatever Black people are doing at any given time. You know what I mean? Like as long as Black people are creating music, like that is like whatever real hip hop is. You know what I mean? Like I never really understood what they're trying to say by being like, oh,
Like, it's real hip hop.
yeah. You know, because like the whole point of hip hop as a genre is that it's like incredibly diverse. You know, so it's like it's kind of elitist to be like, oh, this is like real music in comparison to like the rest of what's being made out there. You know, and they only limit it to like being a traditional MC.
No, I agree. I agree with you. Here's my thing. So somebody said, Conflicted said, watch this, Tesseract. Black people started hip hop, quit crying. I'm not sure what. No one ever said Black people didn't, but I guess the question Tesseract asks, right, is what is real hip hop? Because he defined hip hop as it's whatever Black people in America are doing at the moment, right? Right? That's what you said, right, Tesseract?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
which is basically a reflection of what's going on in the communities, correct?
Right.
Okay, I don't see how anybody can have a problem with that answer. Conflicted,
That's
explain
too
yourself.
broad, though. That's too broad, man. Black
No,
people in
but
America.
hip
That's too
hop is
broad.
broad, though. That's the
That's what I'm
thing.
saying.
Okay,
I think it's
let's
more of a
name 5 hip
conversation
hop
about
artists right now.
genres. There's genres of hip hop. The thing when people say
But
real
which
hip
one
hop,
is
I'm
real
in New
hip hop,
York.
though?
I'm in New York, right? Real
Joel,
hip hop to me is
slow it down. Hold
yeah,
on, let me ask you a question.
yeah,
You said there are genres of hip hop. Which
yeah.
one is real?
The one from New York, because that's where it originated from.
No,
I'm
about the
a
Cali
northeastern.
people.
You
Hell
guys
no.
are on crack. This is ridiculous. The one from New York.
Bro, New York niggas are always like this, man. It's like
I'll be
Hold
Nigel.
up, Joel.
I'm not from New
Joel,
York.
let me hear you.
Guy. I'll be that
Why
guy.
is the one from New York? Okay, is Pop Smoke real hip hop?
No, he's a genre of hip hop.
So what makes the one from New York real hip hop?
KRS-One. Any kind of hip hop
Today,
that sounds
brother.
like
Today,
no.
brother.
Kendrick
Today.
Lamar sounds like Nas.
Kendrick
There's-
ain't from New York.
but I'm saying that's what I'm. There's a connection to it, right? It emulates from that. He is of that genre. So if
Okay,
someone like
what song from Kendrick Lamar reminds you of KRS-One real hip hop?
no Nas,
He reminds you
his
of
last
Nas.
yeah his last the what you call Party is Dead or whatever he did, it sounds a lot like Nas.
This
It
is
reminds me
insane.
of
Okay,
Nas.
so let me
Even
so let me
Nas was like credit. He bigged him up. He was like, "Yeah, good job."
so let me okay, this is okay, all right. So the people so I have to so let's talk about some other rappers because I think this is a wild argument, but the only reason I'm entertaining is I'm trying to get you to see it's wild, and I'm probably going to do a terrible job. But let me go through some New Yorkers, and I just want to see who kept the elements of New York hip hop to you, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So you mentioned Nas.
Yeah.
What about Cameron?
Yes. He is of that cloth. Yes.
Cameron is from that's why.
Cameron, Nas, they're in the same category. I mean, Mace. Harlem World. It's from that.
So what about Andre 3000?
He's not, but he can.
yeah, Andre 3000
Andre
is hip hop. It's
3000
not hip hop.
is
It's outrageous.
I am yo.
Andre 3000 is he can switch. He started Southern hip hop and he can switch because
Is
he's a
Southern hip hop
lyricist.
not hip hop?
I'm saying he can switch because he's a lyricist.
But switching from what, though?
Big Boy cannot do what Andre 3000 can do. Do you agree? Do
All right,
you
let me ask
agree
you a
Big
question.
Boy
Let me ask
and
you a question.
Andre are
Let me
not
ask
in
you
the
a
same
question.
category? I'm just asking, do you agree they're not in the same category?
That what? Who's not in the same category?
Big Boy and Andre 3000 are not in the same category when it comes to
That's because you're thinking of Love Below Outcast. Before Love Below, if I put Andre 3000 and Big Boy next to each other and they rapped, they sounded like two motherfuckers that blended beautifully on the same group.
ATL.
You're kind of doing this because of Love Below, Andre. and post
No.
that. If you, there's no way you like me have studied ATLians, you studied Aquamini or whatever is crazy or whatever other Outcast work, Stankonia, and you're telling me you didn't hear two people that were in sync and were boom boom like a real group. That's why they're the greatest rap group of all time to me.
You know, there was a taste that Andre 3000 always brought. He always reminded me of Most
Joel,
Def.
where are you from? New York?
I'm Nigerian now. I'll be on my Niger. I'm
Okay,
from
bro. What
Lagos.
city in America do you live in?
I'm in Brooklyn right now.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yes,
No,
yeah,
but I lived in
you,
Texas most
yeah.
of my life. I lived
Joel,
in
I'm sorry.
Texas.
This is
I lived in Texas, bro, most of my life. I only came to New York 7 years ago.
okay.
Dallas,
I
Texas.
understand, but okay. See, this is the conflict, right, Joel? Like, this is the problem, right? Like, so i- if you talk to people about rap, the
Yeah,
consensus is that rap is very regional.
exactly.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's why you're proving Tesseract right, because he says there's no such thing as like rural hip hop per se. But if we've established that rap is regional and all sorts of region are valid in their creating and contributions to this genre,
yeah.
why would you then now circle back and say only one region and their way of doing it is what
Because, so
matters?
let me answer your question. Let me answer your
That doesn't
question.
make
Because,
sense.
let me ask you a question, right? We both agree that hip hop has different genres, but to wear the title of king of hip hop, you have to have an ability to, you have to have multiple abilities, and being lyrical is one of them, right?
Okay.
The center, the core of lyrical artists and craftsmanship comes from New York. Go back to Biggie and Pac. Pac was one of the
No, you see,
first to have
no,
lyrics to
no.
be
What
to
you
be
what you're
lyrical.
conflating? Hold on, let's back it up. What you're conflating is the genre itself being popularized and created in New York. So that's like some kind of head start. The second thing you're conflating is you have to understand the way, and I'm probably gonna move on after this, is the way that things were marketed and moved in America before. New York is literally one of the financial capitals of the entire world. You know, places like New York, Tokyo, etc. Right? So you have if you want to get it like if you want to call it like a bias is what you're displaying right now that is not taken into account of why New York may have been ahead for so long. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, once things started changing and the music started moving to different places, we would hear West Coast people do it and NWA and go, okay, that's a form of it. That's dope. Then we
Yeah,
would
but
hear
they were
the
never considered the king of
yeah,
hip
but
hop.
that's because back then, I mean, there was a point where Lil Wayne was considered the king of rap. The reason Lil Wayne was considered the king of rap at that time, the world had changed. It was a mixtape era. You could move the music to torrents. All the labels weren't housed in New York. These are the little things, the little nuanced things that you guys don't think about. That's why artists were moving from their southern home to come to New York, because that was where the infrastructure and all the labels and things like that were. And that's why a lot of the southern artists felt like it didn't get looked down on us, like, because we in Houston trying to get this shit going. It's different. We ain't got the same support. We ain't got the same radio stations. It's different. But eventually, as the world becomes more, globalized and interconnected, right? You see that changing up as people start getting connected. That's why a Lil Wayne can be that. That's why eventually T.I., and then you see all these different things. That's why, Outkast got to come up to the Source Awards all the way up in New York and say, the South got something to say. That had nothing to do with the fact that they wasn't saying nothing before. This is just a bias of a certain coast because there was the center. It did have a head start because it's where it was created.
Exactly.
Something being created somewhere. Where was basketball created?
Canada.
Do you gotta have elements of how you play basketball in Canada to be the best basketball player? No, right? There
No,
were two things
I,
going
I
for the
I
city
I
of New York.
understand your argument, right? No, trust me, and there is some bias. It's like saying the king of country music is from India. It'll be
But that's a
wild.
whole different country with a whole
Okay,
different
okay, he's
cultures.
from New York. He's from
No,
Rhode Island. the king, you know what I'm saying? I
It's not.
understand
That's
what you
not.
mean.
That's not the
There
same
is
thing. And
there.
and obviously, honestly, I'll be honest with you. This conversation is this conversation. I used to think Southerners were mad because I would hear elements of it, but now you kind of just justified them a lot. I get it now. I see why,
No,
like a
look.
rapper like Game. You know, we laugh if you say Game. Say whatever you want to say. Game, one of the better rappers I've ever heard in my life.
Game is a
And he sold a lot
lyricist.
of
He's
records
good.
too.
But the reason like he at least could bang is because he does a little bit of what you're claiming, which is he doesn't rest too much on his West Coast regional stuff. I'm glad that the world is changing now, that people can rest on some of that stuff and we can still consider them great rappers.
I'm not saying that he's not great. All I'm just saying is, yes, there is a level of bias to the origination of hip hop in New York and the culture
What
and how
bias?
it's evolved, right? But I'm saying it's like these are branches that emulate from one root, and to become that quote unquote, and I don't have a foot in the game, right? But that quote unquote real hip hop is to have an element of that DNA from New York in your
Okay,
type
okay,
of
if you want
in
to,
your type
okay,
of,
if
that's why
that's the
Kendrick
thesis,
Kendrick
okay, if
Kendrick
that's the
is the king
thesis,
right now. I don't
okay, no,
dispute that.
Joel, if that's the thesis you want to use, then
Yeah.
what's the meter? Because a lot of people, you can't even say you have to have elements. They
The
all have
meter
elements of it. They
the
ain't
meter
doing
the
nothing but
meter
rapping.
the
They're
meter is
rapping.
the
They're like
meter
Andre 3000. You can say he don't sound like Nas. He's rapping. You say whatever you want to say about Ti. He's rapping and he's rapping concisely. He's rap. Some of these guys, they sound like Mace just got an accent. Some of
right,
this stuff we
exactly.
talking about is just accent and the lingo is different.
Yeah.
We don't
I
even be
mean,
talking about nothing else.
bro, I understand. I'm saying I don't have a foot in the game, but I'm just telling you, like you can't separate the fact that there has to be some ounce of DNA from the origin of hip hop, which is New York, which is lyricism that has to spill
And
into
who's not
the
being
new.
lyricist though? Like, okay,
Bro,
who
see. So someone like Ti, right, right.
is
He,
lyrical?
but that is not what he's known for. Just like LL Cool J. LL Cool J is not known for being lyrical,
Oh
and
yeah,
he's
yeah. Okay,
lyrical.
it's time to move on. All right, yeah, that's
Oh,
yeah. It's time. I got. Hey,
I
Joel, I'm
think.
sorry,
See,
brother.
bro. See,
I
this is.
maybe
I ain't gonna lie.
you listen
Not
to
saying.
one too much
This is
commercial LL
why
Cool J
this
albums.
is why the
I'm
West
telling
and
you,
the
I'm
South had to
telling you.
break off
LL Cool
LL
because
Cool
J,
they
J
was being
is
held to
is
that
a
New York
lyrical
standard that
phenom.
don't exist no
Joel,
more.
LL,
Joel,
let me
Joel.
repeat what I let me
Hold
repeat
on,
what I'm
hold on.
saying. Hold
Joel,
on, wait,
Joel.
hold, dude. Let me say something. LL Cool J is a lyrical god, right? Don't get me wrong. He is one of the alphas when it comes to hip hop. But globally, right? You go to China. They don't know him as a lyricist. The way
That's
they
not
know.
our problem. That's their
Okay,
problem.
then now you're otherizing and say it's theirs. But to be the king of hip hop, you have to be crowned by a larger group of people, not
No, no,
just
no.
America.
That's yeah. That's fine. You
Biggie
being
was
known by.
known in China. Tupac was known in fucking Nigeria. We used to rap
Yeah, we're gonna be
Tupac
going
into.
around in circles.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah, yeah. We
Joel,
probably are gonna
listen,
go around in circles because there is a level of
I
subjectivity to it.
can't. You know, because
It's nuanced.
it's not. Some of it is nuance, and some of it is really straight up skill. No matter where you're from. Andre
No,
3000, one of the best. Andre 3000, one of the better rappers I've ever heard in my life. You try to
yeah,
separate Andre
but
3000 from Big Boy?
I
They
understand. Yeah,
they did one's just better,
I
right? And it
agree.
ain't even that far either. One the other one, and that's the thing. I wouldn't want to insult Big Boy if we're being honest. It ain't
But
even
here,
that far if you want to be honest.
let me just say something.
But it's
Let me
just
say
that it's
something
certain
that
moves that they make.
right. Let me just say something that is bizarre. Right, that cannot be measured. To be real hip hop or to be the king of hip hop, it's not just lyrics. I know this sounds crazy because who
No,
knows
now you're
tomorrow?
moving into another conversation. I
No,
want to
but I'm
go
just saying,
back.
just hear me
No,
out. Just
let's
hear me
back
out.
up. No, I actually don't want to hear that. I actually want to go back because I really just felt like I kind of sort of let you get away with a few egregious things here. So now I want
Okay.
to ask you direct questions, right?
Right. Ask me.
Let's get
Ask
to
me.
direct questions.
Okay.
To
Go
be
ahead.
considered the best, even if you're not from New York, you have to have New York elements. So
Yes.
let's use Kendrick Lamar,
Yes.
okay? I know that Kendrick Lamar is one of the best rappers I ever heard because he just sounds like, based on skillful things, punchlines, delivery, storytelling, is one of the best
Yes,
rappers I ever heard. Wait,
100%.
J. Cole is the same thing. Andre 3000, same thing.
No, Andre
Okay,
is not the
Little
same
Wayne
thing.
from
Andre is
Louisiana.
not the
Wait,
same
so I'm
thing.
gonna let you go. Little
Okay.
Wayne, same thing. So now you said no. The only thing that I could realize, and this is why I'm gonna get you with Cole. Cole from the South moved to New York.
Yes.
That now it's sounding like a weird obsession to just being or sounding like you're from New York. Because I want you to now answer me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's use Lil Wayne and Kendrick. I know
Okay.
what Lil Wayne's weaknesses are. I know what Kendrick's weaknesses are.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me elements of what Kendrick does from New York style rap that Lil Wayne does not do.
I would say it's more of a percentage than a skill set. So if Kendrick releases a body of work, his percentage of a New York style rap, or let me just say his percentage of lyricism, right, poetry and delivery is more on his writing, his penmanship. It would be maybe like eight, it would be maybe like 60-40, where the 40% is the features or the beats or the vibe, where Lil Wayne most of the time it's just like he does have penmanship crazy, right? But he balances it out. He makes it to a broader palette, and he is closer to pop than Kendrick. So it's more of the balance. These two guys are again phenomenal, but it's the body of work that you see when they both release the body. You be like, okay, Kendrick, you can listen to like 5 of his like 10 tracks, and you'd be like, you're in a trance. You're like, oh, this guy was talking some shit, and you can visualize it like Nas. While Lil Wayne, you're just like bumping your head, and you're like, okay, and then 2 days later, you forget what he was talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, now do the
You
same
can't
thing.
measure
Now
it.
do the same thing with Kendrick and Andre 3000.
Why I say Andre and Kendrick are not the same is because Andre is almost like schizophrenic, bro. He can be he can be he can be like fucking Kendrick today, and then tomorrow he can be fucking Erica Badu. Do you see what I'm saying? And to some people, that could be a good thing. But it's like, yo, that's so broad of a palette that sometimes I don't even know what you're on, bro. Like he released an album that was just sound. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, so he's on like Pluto. Do you see what I'm saying? He has that range where he's just like interpretive artist. He's not even like a hip
Joel,
hop.
Joel, brother, what do you do for a living, man?
I'm an architect.
How old are you?
39. Why? He said, "What
It's
I
too
do for a
late.
living."
I would have told you to go back to law school. Not
Law
because you'd
school. My
be
wife is a
not
lawyer.
because you'd be a good lawyer, brother.
My wife is a lawyer. Trust me, I know how it is.
Yeah, that's why. That's the problem. You know why you should be a lawyer?
I know how to make a good argument.
No, not at all. That's no. Not absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why you disagree.
You know how to take all the buzz fucking words and slapping them together into a jury of motherfuckers peers who barely got a college degree. It'd be fucking good. And I see why.
See,
Why
you're
your
throwing
wife is a
shades at
lawyer
people
and you're
that are
not.
stupid.
See, you had to learn all the buzzwords because she be kicking your ass. I'm not equipped enough to kick your ass. I do know you're bullshitting me. I know you're bullshitting me, but I know you're bullshitting me, but with all due respect to your wife, I'm not as good as her. And that's why I say you should be a lawyer, because when you get to the jury's like, I know this nigga's confusing me. But fuck it, so I can leave and go to work. Let's just find his client not guilty. We gotta go. Not that type of good lawyer. No, people have given me that compliment.
Gotcha.
They'd be like, hey man, you should be a lawyer. Get in. I know it's because I'm trying to make sense. You're bullshitting me. I just can't get you in the right trap. I usually get niggas in the right trap.
Yeah,
because
but
you have,
I'm not trying to. But in all honesty, I'm not
brother.
In all
let me
honesty,
tell you. Listen, I will tell you what I do think. Though, no more serious note, though. I do think that I think it's finally landed what I think you're trying to say, which is there are very rigid like pieces of what New Yorkers early on were saying what hip hop is.
Yeah,
And I think the pushback that I would just give you as someone who's lived in the Northeast my entire life, I almost bought that shit for a second. And the disagreement we're really having is not that you're right that, oh, you need to have elements of this. The disagreement we're really having is what Tesseract said. And that's
yeah,
why I entertain this conversation. And it's that it's bullshit. And I
I
say that
get it.
respectfully, brother. And I'm not like insulting you or
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
Of
saying
course.
that New York shit, it takes someone like me from this area to say that's bullshit because it's just the shit. And as the world keeps changing, it's only going to get worse. Where the
Yeah,
kids, because the kids are going to control a lot of this shit. They're going to
right.
tell us it's bullshit, right?
Yeah,
You got to have an album that's telling a story that I
right,
like
right,
that shit too.
right,
But at the
right.
end of the day, the more we get away from that shit, it's
Yeah,
bullshit. What Tesseract is making a point is what we're trying to protect now is the things that I think are of higher priority.
yeah,
Like, we don't want the kids coming out here mumbling, not even saying shit. I gotta say to my chin, I got it for them and in it. That's the issue we gotta solve. Like, that's why Travis Scott is my line. Like, I have a line. That's why I asked you, I said, can y'all explain this Playboy Cardi shit to me? Because that's my line. Travis Scott, at least it's lit. I'm on a ready to walk. Like, okay, I'm like, okay. But then once it start going below that, then we go to subject matter. The New York shit, they'll tell you, you got to create an album that's got this story. I'm like, all right, cool. But wait, let's get to the lyrics. Are you even, is everything, perp, lean, get it, seeking, oh, wait, my pussy, whoa. Brother, 4 words. Full sentences, structure, cadence. That's the conversation I want to have. But with all due respect to the New York shit, the New York shit was like a lot of stuff that we threw on there that I think is like, if we're trying to hold the standards, like, do you have 60% of, Nas? Like, are you making your albums the same way Nas made his albums? I think that's where we differ. It's like, okay,
yeah.
that's just a
Let
bunch
me
of
let
stringent
me let me
rules.
draw a parallel with you. Let me draw because you're Nigerian, right? Afrobeat, right? It's a genre of music created by Fela himself, right? Fela Kuti, right?
I gotta stop you. Why people keep calling it Afrobeats? It's not Afrobeats.
Okay, whatever it is, the genre of music Fela
It's
Kuti.
not
What?
Afrobeats
No,
the way it is now.
okay,
I get
whatever.
what you're saying though.
Okay. So let me expand on that. Right, the genre of music that Fela created, right? It has elements of Yoruba in it, elements of like what's the word where you're speaking against the powers that be. There's certain elements of it, right? And then tomorrow, an outside guy starts what he calls Afrobeat, right? And it doesn't have those elements to it, right? But a broad group of people say that is Afrobeat.
Stop right there.
The
Stop right
people
there.
that
Hold
Mhm,
on. You're saying he doesn't have those elements. That's why I said, hey, what do you do for a living? That's how I know your wife be kicking your ass. With you're changing meanings. And not having elements is different from not reminding you personally of Fela Kuti. Elements can be a broad spectrum. If the drums sound the same, if the cadences are the same, if the notes are, that's what we can call elements. Like if you
yeah,
take Rema right now, right?
right,
Right? And that's a boy from Benin, right? And
yeah,
you take
yeah,
stuff that he's doing, it's stuff that
yeah,
he's saying on there a lot of people don't like. Like they don't like the way he's doing it. You can't tell me
right,
that ain't got elements of whatever you consider Afro beats. It just don't remind you of Fela Kuti the way Burna Boy does.
right. So
Burna
Burna
Boy
Boy is closer
directly
to
Burna Boy directly worships Fela Kuti. Like so he's like
right, right.
trying like it's not the same thing.
No,
Like you
I'm
take
saying that they are people that are closer to the sun. Maybe they're closer to the
yeah,
core of
and
what
it
that
is,
thing
but that's
was.
the thing. The shit evolves.
It
It
does.
evolves. That's why
It
Tesseract's point is the one I keep leaning on, where he's like, there's no such thing as like real hip hop. There's just a such thing as good hip hop and
right.
bad fucking hip hop.
Right. And I'm saying that New Yorkers, because it came from here, the same way you draw the parallel with people that follow Fela Kuti or people from wherever, well, Fela is from Lagos, Abi, or Ogun State, they would always say, no, we are the ones that can tell you what's real hip hop or not
Yeah,
because
that's
we're
fine. That
from,
don't mean they right. I mean, it's just for a very long time, and I'm gonna go to flawless here. And for a very long time, that was the problem. Like in New York
right,
rap, motherfuckers was obsessed with boom bap, da da da, and the sound was passing them. The waves were
Yeah.
passing them. The
Yeah.
good music was passing them. Cause them boys forgot how to make songs. They forgot, like, say what you want to say about Jay-Z, say what you want to say about Biggie, even Nas to a certain extent. They're making really good songs that got people to be able to be like, oh, that's good hip hop. Then they got so lost, they started chasing the South, but they weren't doing it as well.
Yeah.
Then you double down, and then we found somewhat of a sound, but God for you murked one of them, and it was some of that drill sound. But if you don't live in New York, you're not gonna understand the drill sound, the New York drill sound.
Yeah.
Right? So then if I point out, if I take the New York drill sound, I take it to 2005 New York, and I say, yo, from after a while, they're gonna take some of this from Chicago with the European kids, they're gonna mix it up, and this is gonna be the classic New York sound. You're gonna look at me like I'm insane. And then also the thing with sounds is like, sounds are crazy. In Jersey, where I'm at, Naughty by Nature, Tretching Them, all that's the good stuff. Like, that's a certain type of rap. Eminem done took that, but okay, cool. Forget that for a second. Then we got club music, which is from like Baltimore, Philly and shit, and us, and we mix it together. Now you take that, New York took that. That's what Ice Spice running around with for a minute.
Do you think M ever
So the
deserved the
sounds
crown?
are all they're all changing, right? It's like
Do you think?
it's really
No, I'm
just
asking you a question though. Do you think M ever deserved the crown of real hip hop? Of pure
Eminem.
hip hop? Yes.
There was a short period in time
When?
where Eminem was
What
rapping.
year?
That was like that around that 2000 to 2002 period. To me, in my opinion, I don't think there's a lot of people rapping better than Eminem, bro.
Encore?
No, I said 2002, so like right
That was
before.
2002. It's
Some
Encore.
encore, you could throw Encore in there too. Eminem show, I thought Encore was 2004 after Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What?
that
So
Marshall Mathers LP,
you would say he was
Eminem
the
Show
king
Range.
then? That was when Blueprint 2 came out, and that was when
Yeah, and
Fabulous.
I think that was
And
the
you think
closest.
that was he was king then?
I mean, for me, I don't do like you can be hotter. Like 50 Cent was like the hottest thing smoke in 2003. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I get that. Like Drake might have been the hottest at one point. Kendrick might have been the hottest, but like if you guys are calling it king, then it's really just you're gonna be looking at who has the most sales and attention and is rapping really well.
Is that how you measure it though? Oh, I'm gonna
I
get
mean,
you now.
what other measurable? I mean, I'm looking at like, okay, if you're
How do you measure it?
you're gonna put a Jay-Z fan in a very tough spot because Jay-Z to me is the greatest rapper of all time. But on Renegade in 2001, right, and that's an
Yeah.
old Eminem verse.
Yeah.
Some people will tell you that Eminem bodied Jay-Z.
Oh,
on that.
Eminem did body it.
And that's
I
on
mean,
blue. Okay, so if you're
yeah.
so you're really proving my point. I said if you had to make me pick a time period where Eminem was like king.
Okay.
A lot of people think I don't give Eminem his props. I do. It was about that time period right there of post like DMX like first album.
So it's number. So at top of the priority is sales, or what is it?
No, it's
Lyricism?
part of it. It's like imagine like a pie chart.
You're right.
A
So
part
what
of it.
is it 50-50? What's the max?
No,
What
it's
takes-
like sales is probably like 25%. Then it's
Okay.
like are you going on feature runs? Are you on tour? The impact is another thing. On the culture, people dressing like you, the people want to look like you. A lot of stuff that matters. You know,
So-
like
Yeah. I'm not trying to do a gotcha, but if
Mm-hmm.
you're saying at that point Eminem was top of the food chain, who is top of the food chain now?
right now.
Right now, today.
It'd have to be like on a like an overall, like maybe not the
However
best
you
exact
measure it,
rapping. Like
however you measure
right
it.
now, so here's the tough part with right now, right? The
Okay.
tough part right now is if we're going by who has like the most like what we're talking about, I wouldn't be mad if somebody said it was Kendrick. What I said about is J. Cole's the best pure rapper.
I'm
Like,
not even
if
talking
just
about any of that.
rapping.
I'm saying the same yardstick.
It would be Kendrick.
It would be Kendrick. Based
Right?
on what?
Like if you're using that to ask me like who's the king of this year, you asked me the king. You didn't say who's the best exact rapper. I would have to go back to 2001.
No,
and
yeah. You said the king of 2001 to 2003 was M. Based
No,
on
I didn't
certain.
say. You asked me when he might have been king. You didn't say
Okay.
who was the king.
Okay,
I
but
said
who
if
was
I
the
had
king
to
then?
find a period, it would be around that time period.
Okay, but who was the king then?
Of what year specifically? Are you going year or?
2000 to 2003.
That's a wide gap, bro.
Okay, 2001.
2001,
Because
2000. When
Jay
exactly did
dropped,
Eminem
Fabulous
show drop?
dropped, Jay
When did
dropped,
Eminem show drop?
it dropped at end of 2000.
Okay, so around that phase, it's like a nice three-headed battle between him, Jay, and then Nas woke up. So I wouldn't be mad if anybody said it was M. I wouldn't be mad if anybody said it was Jay either.
Oh,
But I
you
can see
pick
how it
one.
would be M. Like
You
I
pick
could see
one.
that.
So no, I'm saying you pick one. Who was it for you?
Me, I
Yeah.
was also like 11 years old, but I related to Jay-Z more. That's always been my like problem with Jay-Z and
Okay.
Eminem conversations.
All right.
And
So
I
there's
and
a
I
level of subjectivity to it, though, right? There's a level of subjectivity to it.
I mean,
Right.
that's overall though. Like, yeah,
Right.
it's
So
subjective. Whatever
there's an
you,
objective.
But if
That's
you're
why I'm
asking
going.
me to take, my feelings out of it, it probably was Eminem, bro. Like, let's just be
Okay.
honest.
So take your feelings out of
If
it
you asking me to
now.
take my feelings out of it, it probably
Now,
was Eminem, bro.
2024. Who is the king now, or who is the top in the same metrics you're using? Taking your
I
feelings
mean,
out
it's
of
like
it.
if you take the guy that's doing the Super Bowl. Like, if I take me out of it, but because me, the reason why I said J. Cole is the
So
best, he's rapping better than anybody right now, is because he don't need, and it's the same thing I could probably ding Jay-Z for. Kendrick's entire year has been shit on the Canadian, shit on the Canadian. His entire year has been, I rap. I can really, really rap. What are we talking about? I can rap. Let's rap. Who want to rap? Whereas, so for me, when I'm telling the kids 10 years from now, we're going to be having the same exact conversation because the hot shit about Hove in 2001, that's my man's. He put Nas on the Summer Jam screen. He put Prodigy on the Summer Jam screen. Whereas Eminem was, listen, I rap and America loves me. You get what I'm saying, Joel? It's like,
I
it's
get
so
what you're
many.
saying. I get what you're saying, but you're trying to eat your cake and have it. You're saying for 2001, you want to give Jay the
You're speaking in
title.
absolutes. You asked me to pick one. I pick one.
Right. But I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying, right? Like, because sometimes you kind of want to objectively say, and I know I know you don't want to say you're pro Kendrick or you're biased towards Kendrick, but the way you present your things seem as though, right? So I'm
Me,
just
of
saying,
all people?
yeah, come on, bro. Let's
That's
be
crazy.
honest.
I mean,
So I'm
this
saying,
conversation, I'm going to move to, this is insane because you guys got to understand where this conversation we're having, I'm trying to tell y'all how J. Cole is doing the best rapping. That's insane. I don't understand. If anything, the fact that I can still tell you that J. Cole is doing the best rapping while I think Kendrick is having a phenomenal year,
no. You probably were a J. Cole fan before Kendrick blew up like this, right?
that's not true. I've loved all three of them equally. I know that's a
Oh,
hard
come
concept.
on, bro.
Well,
Equally,
that's not
bro.
my problem. I know it's a hard concept for you guys to understand. Hold on real quick. Let me get the flawless.
yeah.
Flawless, what's up?
Thanks. I just wanted to slide in here real quick about because my whole thing was when you all were talking about the sound, right? And having the sound, when it comes to an artist having the longevity, it's about them being able to switch up their sound. Because if you're a new rapper and you're hopping on the hottest sound right now, you're going to be known for that sound. So when that sound is over with, are you able to transition into a new sound because it's constantly changing? That is where the versatility of an artist comes in, which I know for sure we are lacking. We are hearing the same rappers sound the same, and that is why there's like a Lil Wayne can do a rock song, right? We're in like when we talk about Drake, people are calling Drake a pop star because he's able to switch up his sound. So when we lose that, that is where we get into, okay, what more can you do as an artist? What more can we get from you? When you're not able to do that with change, then that's where you fall off. It's simple as that. To get
Yeah, and
into
I
yeah,
can
go ahead.
speak to that. I can speak to that and like kind of agree to a certain extent because that's where now we have a problem because a lot of these sounds are influenced by other areas of the country. And I don't want to get back into it with Joel again because I want to get to Chris. But Flawless, I guess you are speaking to what me and him was debating. This is where it gets complicated because if I hear some dude doing some boom bap shit, and that's great. If that's what you want to do all day, you want to do the New York boom bap sound and rap in a certain rhyme scheme all day, that's fantastic. But you're going to limit your commercial growth. And on top of that, the sounds are ever evolving. The most dominant sound at any time is ever evolving. You get what I'm saying, Flawless? Like it's not always one sound. Yes, did New York have a monopoly on that for a long time, but it's not one thing. So the people that can adapt to whatever's the evolving sound, but still keep elements of who they truly are, those are the guys that win.
Yeah, I would say I think a bigger portion would be they're the ones that are coming out with the new sound. They're not just riding the wave of what the new sound is, but they're the ones coming out with, okay, this is what's popping. I'm going to put this on the mainstream. Like all of music is taking from bits and pieces of different cultures. That's what sampling is. A lot of like, it's hard to even have a new sound because this genre has been around for so long. How new can you really get? So it's about kind of bringing what's in the old or what kind of fell off, and then making it newer or putting your own
nothing's new under the sun. That's the theory, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing.
I did want to speak real quickly about because, for example, when it comes to who's in charge of being able to protect what's popping, like people talking about New York starting rap. What's important to know is like, for example, I'm West Indian. Jamaicans hated dancehall. Now they're calling themselves the king of dancehall, the kings and queens of dancehall. But when dancehall first started, they hated it. They thought like dancehall, soca, they thought it was like trash. Like they didn't really like that type of
or too vulgar,
that kind of sound. Yeah, like soca. Now they're the pioneers of it. So it all comes down to what the consumers want, and that's why it's important for us to be hard on these artists and expect more because they're only going to give us what we want, right? What our expectations. We kind of set that standard by buying trash albums because we like that person. So I just want to land there.
Yeah, it's very fascinating because at this point now it's like, okay, where are we gonna go with, like in terms of holding artists accountable, but then at the same time still giving them freedom to experiment. My line is when you get lazy. If you get lazy, that's when I got a problem. Like once you get lazy with the music, like even if you don't experiment too much, right? But you're trying your best. You're trying like for example, Cole for me. What I've appreciated is he may not have changed his voices and got more, performance-y. He decided to get more technical with the raps. J. Cole before used to be a straight up cold world, blah, blah, blah. Like now he does these things with the words now because he knows his limitations. He's not about to come in like Kendrick. He knows like his voice is a little more monotone. Just don't get lazy, right? As long as you don't get lazy, keep pushing forward until you can't no more. Right? Now, I do like people that like Kanye for a while, even though I don't talk about him a lot lately. It's like, until I kind of felt like I was losing Kanye, I like that Kanye, he was, I get an 808s, I get a Yeezus. That was kind of dope. Just don't get lazy. Push them forward. Anywho, that's all I've got, gang. It's 5:30. I knew that was gonna be my max. I said 2 hours. And we just gonna have to do like impromptu. Any last words from anyone else? Chat, panel. We did this. I'm in the whip. Y'all don't even know I'm not in the crib today. I ain't got my computer, nothing. I appreciate y'all. I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Any last words? 5, 4.
She's one of the greatest rappers of all time, and she doesn't get the respect, Nicki. And she doesn't get the respect she deserves because she's a female.
All right, Nicki's one of the greatest rappers of all time. All right, appreciate y'all. I don't know who that is. Cold word. All righty, last words. Love y'all.
Y'all have a
great. What'd you say, Joel?
Pooh Snickers.
All right, good night, guys.
You don't know Pooh Snickers?
Goodbye.